Hello everyone, welcome back to Fun Kids India and welcome back to another episode of Principal's Talk Show. Today we have the 12th episode of Principal's Talk Show and I welcome you all on this episode. And in this episode we have an amazing panel with us and I'm going to introduce the panel to you. But before I do the introduction bit, I would like to tell you the topic of today's discussion. So the topic of today's discussion with the panel is how to reduce the screen time with the students at home and how to be efficient at the same time. So the questions and everything, the conversation will be revolving around the topic. And now it's time for me to introduce you with the panel. So we have Principal Zulekha Siddiqui from Anjuman Islam's English Secondary School, Vashi, Navi Mumbai. Then soon, Principal Meenakshi Narula will be joining us. She is from Shemford Futuristic K-12 School, Auria, Uttar Pradesh. Then we have Mr. Daniel Curry, Director and Principal, Vega Schools, Gurugram, Haryana. And last but not the least, we also have the founder and CEO of FunKids India himself, none other than Mr. Gagan Rana. So hello and very warm welcome to the panel. Before I begin with my question and before I ask you about the topic and everything regarding that, I would like to know from you, how excited are you to be on the show? Let's start with Principal Zulekha.
Yeah, I'm very excited when I got to know this topic itself is very interesting and it is the major cause for, all of us, we need to worry about this topic and it's a good thing that you have arranged this program and we'll get to learn so much, we can share our ideas and I'm very positive that I'm going to take back some good things from this show. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We are excited to have you also, and it's a pleasure having you on the panel. So thank you for taking our time and doing the show. And now, Principal Dan, how are you and how excited are you to be on the show?
Yeah, great. Thank you for the invite. And I think this is a great opportunity to continue to have professional discussions, but done with, I get to meet lots of new people and make new connections. But we get to talk about some very important things that I think a lot of people have questions about. And so I'm interested to hear everyone's thoughts and look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure also having you on the panel. So thank you for taking our time and doing this show. And now, before I begin with the topic, sir, I would like to come to you and I would like to ask you, it's the 12th episode of Principal's Talk Show. And what would you like to say about that? And also congratulations on the mega success of Mumbai auditions. Anything about that?
Yeah, the Mumbai auditions are amazing. We're going to share some insight. I think we've shared a lot of insight in other principal groups and LinkedIn and all that. And yeah, we got amazing response for our India's Emerging Talent season 2, the Hunar Ko Pehchan Mumbai auditions. So it was good. And, we got covered by top media channels and kids from all over Maharashtra came to Mumbai in Moonshine Studios. So it was amazing environment and, kids were just so happy giving the auditions and all that. So it was a great moment and great success for us. And 12th episode, yes, it's amazing, I would say, because we never know that we'll go that far. We thought we'll do 10 episode, but we are 12th of season 2. Even first one, we did 15 episode in season 1, but season 1 is 12. So we'll see whether we should be covering by 15 that at least we'll see. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased. And still, we're getting amazing topic out and we're helping children with various topics because they're so concerned with these topics. Parents really need advice from the people like Mr. Curry and Madam Siddiqui. So definitely, I'm really pleased that what we're doing is really helping students and parents.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your words, sir. And now, without wasting any time, I would like to begin today's discussion. And I would like to come to, I began the introduction with Principal Zulekha. So Principal Zulekha, I would like to come to you. And Principal Curry, I'll come to you too. But to Principal Zulekha. So ma'am, I would like to know that whether your school is currently going online or offline.
Right now it is completely offline. But, I believe in hybrid mode because, recently we had this forecast and the schools were shut down all over Maharashtra as a
Right.
precautionary measure. So those 2 days we had online school. So I think, we just cannot have only online and only offline school. We are going to go into this hybrid mode. As in when the conditions are required, we have to shift to both these mediums.
Okay. And as a principal, I would like to shoot my very first question. But before that, as a principal, which one do you prefer more? I mean, offline or online?
Of course, offline, of course. It's a different thing when you see the children sitting in front of you, interacting with them, their smiles, we were missing all this in the online medium. So any day I will go for offline. Online is an option which we
Okay.
can use it as and when required.
Actually, desperate times, desperate measures and desperate times, as we say. So I think offline is that particular option for us. Or sorry, online is that
Online.
option for us.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah. But the students, I think they also prefer going to schools more in comparison to sitting at home and studying with the laptops and computers and our phones. But answer. Principal Dan, now I would like to come to you. And as you say, I think in the beginning you mentioned that your school is right now online or offline?
No, we are offline, and like Ms. Zulekha said, we look for, one of the things we've learned out of the pandemic is we can transition to online very quickly in response to things like, if a particular class is, we see some illness and we need to close down a class for a few days, or if we have some weather events. So it's great to have that option, but of course, better learning happens when kids are together.
Yes, I think so. I don't have to ask my second question to you, which I was supposed to ask. Then which one do you prefer more? You already have answered. So great. So now, okay. So I'll come to you, Principal Siddiqui, but to you, sir, I would like to ask my follow-up question, which is the topic itself. So how, according to you, should we reduce the screen time with students at home and, make it efficient make them efficient at the same time? What would you like to say about that?
So is this for me or for Mr. Curry?
Mr. Curry.
Great. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's important that it really comes down to the type of work that we're asking children to do. And it's very easy to get sucked into the digital world to do research. It's a great place to do research. But if we're focusing on future ready skills, we really want them to be doing things with their hands and solving problems and interacting with material, doing things that require them to interact with others, either collaborate with other classmates or to interview parents or create something. So yeah, we want to give them opportunities where they don't have to sit in front of a screen to accomplish something. And that takes a little more thought and effort on the school's part to make sure we're not just giving them boring sort of, busy work where they just sit in a computer and fill things out. And, we need to think creatively so that they have opportunities to interact with the world around them.
Right. Okay. And to you, Principal, now I would like to come to you, Principal Siddiqui. So what would you like to say? How can we reduce the screen time with the students, at home and can make them efficient at the same time? So Principal Dan, yeah.
I feel, we have to take certain steps, important steps, that we make sure that the children are off screen because, due to this pandemic, 2 years, the school was completely online. And in fact, we have forced them to use the screen more. Earlier, they were using it maybe for playing games sometimes, but now since the education was completely online, they were completely glued to the phone. And now it is very difficult to take it away from them. But then we need to take certain steps for their well-being. It has, harmful effects on their health as well as their mental and social well-being. So we need to take steps, and I feel, we have to involve them in activities. We have to them go out and play. These 2 years we had made the children sit in the house. We had locked them inside the house, and they had only one option: using the mobile, using the screen, watching videos or whatever. They were doing a lot of things. But now we have to take certain steps to make sure that they're away from the screen. And for that, I think we have to take steps. We have to involve them into activities at home, as the topic is. Like in the school, obviously they're not getting their mobiles, or they are not accessible to screens so much. But at homes, I feel it is the responsibility of the parents to make sure that they allot a specific time. Obviously, you cannot just take away from them overnight, like, now you cannot use it, because they've been used to it. So now we have to make sure that you involve them into activities, put them into more of outdoor games, make them participate in various activities so that the time is reduced. And, that way we can say, because we cannot just force them overnight. Now you have to just shut down the screen. And there are so many apps which we can make use of it, screen time apps where the screen just shut down. So I think we have to take certain immediate steps to make sure that the screen time is reduced drastically.
Okay, absolutely. I think, you both said some great words here, and you actually mentioned, how we can make them efficient and how we can reduce their screen time. But sir, if to Gagan sir, I would like to come to you, and I would like to ask you, you had auditions in different cities, and somewhere you had online and then offline. So you also went through that phase. So if I ask you, which one did you prefer more, offline or online?
Well, I prefer offline definitely, because it gives the environment to the participant, the teachers or parents or whoever they're coming, because it's like a festival when they come for auditions.
Right.
But online is a backup, as we are discussing. It's there, and but it's much easier for us to transition from offline to online. So I prefer face to face if we can. Otherwise, we go online. For example, like our auditions, like we went to Mumbai, but if we have to audition somebody in a other tier 4, tier 3 city, so we prefer online because they can't travel. So we give both options depending on what the talent need.
Right. But sir, if I ask you this question, how can we reduce, with the students, how can we reduce their screen time at home, and how can we make them efficient at the same time? Because you yourself, you have 2 kids. So what would you like to say? I mean, the principal, they had their, they said what they wanted to say, and they had some great points. What would you like to say?
Well, I think most points are covered by Madam Siddiqui, because we should have a schedule of this. Like whenever a child comes after school, so we should have a proper schedule. Okay, or half an hour or 45 minutes, 1 hour, you do this, and mix it up. Always have a physical exercise if you can. That's all going to be good if you have physical exercise. So they should at least do minimum 1 hour physical exercise every day. Go out, go to the ground, sweat, and make them dirty, not a problem. Just go and sweat out, have in a good time. And the screening app which I mentioned, yes, it's important. If we need to discipline that one, but it could be difficult, because since kids are used to this for almost a couple of years, it's been difficult to transition from that say 15 hours to 2-3 hours, kind of thing. So yeah, gradually we have to enforce that slowly, and show them the benefit. Okay, if they go offline and do some activity, like for example participate in talent show, or participate in some cricket matches or football matches and all that, or sports, whatever, they should highlight the benefit of the health and all that, and try to convince them slowly into the mode of just not be on the screen, because it's not good for eyes. And the other one, of course, don't allow them to sit down on a screen for an hour continuously. Ask them to take a break after an hour, like 20 what they call it. So after 20 seconds, look 20 feet apart for 20 seconds. So 20 rule is very good, actually. So that helps you protect your eyes. And sorry, nobody told me earlier. I should have used it, but yeah, I know the knowledge now. So 20. So anybody who's listening, this is really amazing, and do some eye exercise and just do some, workout on your chair. There are many options available where kids can actually do a lot of sitting exercise, stretching and all that, if they're sitting on a screen for a long time. So yeah, they have to just trained into this gradually by the parents and by the schools.
Okay, great. But okay, so you both, I mean, not both, but all of you, all three of you, you said some great things, and you mentioned some great things, how we can make them efficient and how we can get them out of that, that screen time phase and that technology phase. But having said that, do you really think we can convince this generation to do what we are asking them to do? I mean, because I don't think this generation, they actually wants to listen to other opinions. They have, they themselves have their point of views, their mindset, and they know what's right for them, what's wrong for them. So you can't really tell them what to do and what not to do. So then how can we convince them? Principal Dan.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's important as our children age to engage them in that conversation. They need to learn to develop their voice, but that also means that we can work with them and say, what do you think about this? And what do you think is good? And why do you think that's good? What do you think are the costs, or what's not good about spending this much time? How much time do you think you should spend at any given time? Get them talking and thinking, and then more often than not, they're going to say, well, yeah, I can't be on it for 12 hours straight. Okay, so what do you think is a reasonable amount of time? And, it's having that negotiation with them. They're going to learn how to reflect on their own habits, but they're going to be respected because we're having the conversation. It's not just, I'm the parent, I know best, I'm taking that out of your hand, you go do this now. It's saying, well, what would be a good balance? What do you think? Oh, what kind of sports do you think you'd like to do? You kind of guide them through the questions and find out what their interests are. And, and even saying, look, okay, so what would be an incentive for you? If I were to say, we're going to limit your screen time to an hour in the evening, what would encourage you, incentivize you to stick to that plan? Okay, and so we come up with some reward or something that they can really look forward to if they stick to it. So it's having that kind of back and forth with them, because you're right, we're not just going to tell them it's not going to happen, and they can be a part of that discussion and come up with some really good solutions. So it's really important for them to have a voice in that conversation.
Amazing. Okay, great. Thank you so much for your answer, Principal Dan. And that's something, really amazing that what you said there. But if I come to you, Principal Zulekha. So Principal Zulekha, the same question I would like to ask to you, how can we convince this generation, because they are, straight to the point, they are very opinionated and they know what's right and wrong for them. So how can we convince them?
As Mr. Dan rightly said, it is very important to convince them, make them understand, like, what are we saying? It is for their betterment. And once we make them understand this, I think, we have won half the battle. And besides, giving them a lot of other opportunities where they can be engaged. Because, this generation, they have a lot of energy stored inside them. And they just need some, way out to come out. So if we provide them with the opportunities, maybe some people are very good in sports, so we can let them play. And once they play so much, at the end of the day, they will not have any time to go and, put up so much time on the screens. And besides, there are children with different talents, so we need to tap those talents. And once they are convinced, I'm sure this is the passing phase. Once we are able to cross this, I think we'll be able to do that. Besides, conducting debates so that they give out their points, their viewpoints, and they can counter question each other. We have decided to put the inter-house debate that we have in our school every year. The topic for that debate is the same topic, like, how much screen time should be used, it should be reduced, or whatever they're doing is okay. So on this, they will debate, they will find out the solution to the problems, and they will themselves know, it is not good, it is harmful for them. And once the realization comes from within, I think it's easier to, make them realize or understand. But you force things, and then obviously they're not going to listen. They may say, okay, we are not using it, but, they may use it. So it is very important to make them realize and make them do it on their own. Forcing things will not help, I feel.
Right, absolutely not. I too think so. And forcing things on them will definitely not work with this generation, at least. So so I would like to come to you. As Principal Zulekha said, that this generation is filled with a lot of energy, and if we provide the right platform to them, they can make the use of that opportunity, and they can create something big. So, and I think we have seen that with FunKids India, that platform was given to them, and we saw some great talents and also at such a young age. So what would you like to say about that?
Sorry, couldn't understand the question. The question is asking about the giving the platform. Can you repeat that for me?
Yeah, so I was saying that as Principal Zulekha said that, this generation is actually filled with a lot of energy. And if we give them the right platform, so, that they can perform, they can just burst their energy out, and they can use that platform and create a bigger opportunity and create something big for themselves. And you yourself, you have given them FunKids India as a platform, and you yourself have seen a lot of young talents from such a young, we also have seen toddlers performing with such great talent. So what would you like to say about that?
So yes, that's right. So your kids, as you know, this generation is full of energy and they got abundance. And then I think, yes, we provided outlet for this energy, and we have been auditioning across India. Even not India, we have auditioned from UK, US, Australia, Dubai, Germany as well, and Canada as well. So it's international platform, and I think this is kind of a festival we are running at the moment where they enhance their skill set. For example, Madam just said debate. So yeah, we have this platform. If they think they are top debater, they can come in as a show their debating talent. We give them topic, and within 2 minutes they have to come back with their debate points and see how they perform. Same for orator or poet and all that. So definitely, we provide that platform to the kids as an organization, and it helps them to grow, because as you all know, that we are on the screen time, COVID time, and even they practice their skill set, whatever they are. Even they're good in maths, or they are top in science, they're quiz masters, they're chess player, whatever they got amazing talent. Yes, we provide everything. Sorry, not everything. We provide all the opportunity regarding talents. Anybody can participate, depending on whatever they like to choose and showcase the talent to the school, to the India, and to the world.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for your answer, sir. And now, I would like to come to the principals. So principals, you said that we have to convince them, we have to, engage them in conversations and all these things, so to make them efficient. But, having said that, I also have this very important question with technology, with, the technology is improving day by day, with virtual reality coming into the picture, with metaverse coming into the picture, and so many things are happening at the moment, with technology. So it seems like the future is, the virtual reality is the future. The actual reality is reality for today, but for tomorrow, the virtual reality is actually the reality. So how can we bridge a gap between the two, and how can we make them understand that technology has its benefits, but it is also, it's also sometimes good to bridge a gap between virtual reality and the actual reality. Principal Dan.
Well, you're right. The technology is getting better and better, and it's allowing us to be around the world, have conversations like this. So using and helping our children see that this technology is a tool, and its purpose is to solve problems and to facilitate the things that we want to accomplish. But it's also teaching them, just like we teach them about internet safety. When the internet first came out, it was the Wild West. And then we had to spend a lot of time teaching kids, how can we be critical thinkers about what we see and what could be good, and how to not believe everything you read. So it's the same kind of lessons that we want our children to learn about, this next stage of very immersive technology and virtual reality, where we need to have them think critically about what's good about it, what's potentially dangerous about it, what do we need to be careful of, and what's the best application for it. So if they grow up thinking of it as a tool that could be used well and it could be used poorly, but it's going to be a tool that is more and more common around the world, then they're going to be in the best position to handle it well. It's just like any tool, it can be misused, but and it's very easy to get caught up in new technology just for the sake of the new technology, and it's cool and it's wonderful, and it's a lot of fun. And we do find that the gaming industry is where our kids are, so involved, and that's kind of the leading edge of technology for a lot of these things. And so seeing it as something they want to get involved in, but we don't want them to get lost in it because it's fun and it's exciting. And so when they're young and formative, we develop those critical skills for them.
Also, but sir, the world leaders, the world leaders and the billionaires, they are actually telling the young people that the virtual reality is everything. And if anything, actually they are the people who the young generation looks up to, and themselves, and those people are telling the younger generation that the virtual reality is everything, and the technology is the future. So if you have to be good at something, it is the technology. So, but still, so if it is coming from someone who they look up to, then how can we convince them?
Well, that's just it. It's the same. It's, it's teaching them to be critical, to think critically about what they hear, whether it's in advertising. People have become far more savvy in terms of how susceptible they are to marketing and advertising, because they are less, I don't want to say they're not trusting so much, but I think they're just more aware. And so we want them to have that same critical eye towards political figures, towards influential people, towards leaders, to say, okay, I hear what you're saying, and I'll reserve judgment. I'm going to do a little bit of my own research on that. So giving them those kind of skills to not just believe everything they hear, and to recognize, and unfortunately, someone is always going to want something from you. So what is it that they want from me when they're giving me this message? It may not reflect too well on where we are. It's not a perfect world, but it's just the reality. And if they understand that that's just the reality for so many people, that no matter what they tell me, I'm not just going to automatically believe it.
Okay, so basically, so you are saying that we have to educate them about more influential people from different sectors, not just the billionaires.
That's right.
Not just the ones who are making money. But
yeah, and I even tell kids, well, don't even take my word for it. Go do some research, and you tell me if I'm wrong. This is what I think, but you do your research and then come back and convince me otherwise.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for your answer. Principal Zulekha, I would like to come to you, and I would like to ask you the same question. When when the metaverse, the virtual reality and technology is the future, and all the successful, the billionaires, all of them are saying that this is the future, not today's time, not this reality. So how can we convince them, and how can we convince them in bridging a gap between the two, and also not get manipulated or influenced by those billionaires so much?
I feel this statement is 100% correct. The future is technology, and we just cannot ignore technology. It is there in every phase of life. We just cannot say, we don't want technology. Like the seminar, the conversation that we are having today is thanks to the technology, which was not possible maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So pandemic has given us this opportunity, like, we are sitting in different parts of the country and still we are able to communicate with each other. So I feel we cannot just ignore technology. We have to teach our children, the younger ones, how to balance, how to maintain that balance. The balance is very important, and we need to teach them, guide them that you have to use this technology very responsibly. You just cannot be irresponsible. Of course, we need this technology and we have to be responsible. We need to be, conscious about the kind of technology that we are using. Plus, as you said, we have just introduced this year coding in our syllabus. And we are teaching the children, like the games that you play on your mobile phones or the computer screens. How about, like, when you are able to make these games, when you are able to, formulate these things and learn. So that has created an interest among them. So I feel, the more opportunities we provide, and we need to maintain that balance. We need to guide them, train them, where they are going wrong. And once they understand the responsibility, I think, it is not that difficult. And obviously technology, we just cannot ignore technology, I feel.
Yeah, looks like Rojni, you're frozen. So yeah, she's in Indore at the moment. No, I appreciate, like, this whole thing. We virtual reality and reality, and we have to teach children to be critical thinkers, as we discussed. And it's about anything, like, you, for example, they're going on a trip, okay, from X to Y. So if they're going for a hilly area, so you have to teach them, like, going to hilly area, just be careful, not to slip over or not to do anything like that. So the education element has to be there, just with everything else we do. So same for technology, right? If it's a virtual reality is coming on or not, we have to train them as a parent, as a school, as a guardian, to train them about the pros and cons, and what they should do. And of course, just not believe everything what they say, automatically believe, as Mr. Curry said. So just analyze it and scrutinize it and be critical about it. And it's better to be a safer on that side.
Also, but all great points here, but still, it's very hard to convince parents. So in today's time, and especially for this generation, today's parents, what they're doing is, when they are going for the admission of their kids, what exactly are they, what they're doing is, they're not looking for the faculties, how good is the faculty and how good are the professors and the teachers, but they're looking at what kind of technology is the school providing. Am I wrong or am I right? The principals.
Yes, that's right. And sometimes it becomes a race for some schools to try to have the latest gadgets and iPads for everybody, right, and that sort of thing. When, what we try to educate parents is, we have the technology that's appropriate for the educational objectives that we have. So if they want to know, do you have this little piece of technology? We may say, well, no, because we meet our learning outcomes and objectives through this other method. So that, just because it's a technology, parents want to know, well, that means you're a school that has everything and you're well prepared and it's going to be great. When some schools feel like they have to spend a lot of money on technology that's really not helping them that much achieve the educational outcomes, and it's more of something that they can show off to the parents. So, yeah.
So if the parents have this mindset, how can we convince, we already have talked about how can we convince the kids and the students, because they'll be studying in the school, and you as the principal, you as being the leader of a school, you can convince the students, but then, they'll go back to their home, and their parents will be like, so what did you study, and how good are you with the technology, and what all in your school? So how do we convince the parents at that time?
Well, what we often hear is they come to us and they've heard of brand names or actual names of certain devices that have performed certain functions that are very expensive, and there are usually we could say, well, we do all those same things, but we do it this other way. We can use a projector and some basic things for that. I think the key is, do we have the ability to certainly first meet all the educational objectives of CBSE or whatever board we are, and are they learning how to use technology? And schools can do that. Schools should have that. They should have their computer lab, they're teaching coding, they're doing all those things. But sometimes parents have an expectation that they're going to be walking into Tesla or something, and they're going to see all this incredible technology everywhere, when really the teaching and learning, again, the technology is just a tool. It's just a resource for us to get to the real heart of it, which is teaching and learning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the wonderful answer, Principal Dan. I would like to know Principal Zulekha. So Principal Zulekha, has this ever happened with you that the parents have come to you and they have asked you, and what kind of technology does your school have? And do they have good computers and good, all the technology, all the kind of technologies that they are looking for, to get their school, get their child, get into their school?
Yeah, actually, there are different types of school. Every school in India is different from other school. So basically, I belong to a school where the children from lower income group comes. So the parents at large are uneducated. So they don't understand anything. Such type of questions we do never get. In fact, they are, they run away from the technology. They don't want technology. Like we have different groups, like we have a group on Telegram, we have Google Classroom, wherein we put our, whatever things are studied, the notes, the videos. We have a YouTube channel where we put up all our stuff, whatever educational videos are made. So, so far I have never faced this question or any from the parents that what technology we are using. They are very happy with whatever we are doing. In fact, sometimes when the child misses the school, he knows that he will not miss out on whatever happened in the school. The child will get everything on the Google Classroom or the YouTube channel. He'll be able to study the material. So that way they are very happy and content with what we are doing. In fact, they appreciate that we are doing so many things. But as Mr. Dan said, there's different schools, different expectations are there, different kind of parents are there. So obviously their demands, their concerns will be definitely varying from each other.
Absolutely. So, but ma'am, also my other question to you is, so, has it ever happened to you that the teachers come to you and they ask you that what if our children, our students, what if they lag behind in comparison to the school who are having good technology, so we should do this, we should do that? So has it ever happened that the teachers are coming to you with these complaints?
Yes, we have, and we provide them the basic infrastructure. Like we have an e-learning system in our school wherein teachers use the e-learning setup to teach the children the important things, videos. And hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. The important aspects, the important points, whatever we want to discuss, we are able to share it with the parents. So we have the basic technology in place. And as I told you, from this year, we have started with coding and robotics. We are training the children of higher grade at present, 9th and 10th standard children, 8th and 9th standard children. So we have weekly 2 hours for them. So we are training with them, we are guiding them, and we never know, somebody may take up it as a career, and definitely, they are liking it, and the teachers are also completely involved in this process.
Thank you so much for the wonderful answer. Now I'm sure, you, both of you are such great principals, and all the opinions that you came up with and you shared with the audience and with us today in the panel are absolutely amazing. I'm sure there is so much that the audience and me and also Sir Gagan sir, we are going to take a lot from this conversation, and we have learned a lot about reducing the screen time with the students at home and how can they be efficient at the same time. So now I would like to come to you, sir, and I would like you to please give the presentation that is being showing on the screen. So if you can please begin with the presentation.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much indeed. Now, I think we had an amazing topic, because this topic is really, critical on, in today's age, especially after COVID, because the kids and families really need that advice, that help. So I'm pretty sure, like, what advice we have given so far is really critical. All the points, are very important. So I suggest anybody who's viewing it, just please listen to this whole video and make sure you follow that, because it comes from experience. All right. And also I request other principals as well to share this kind of video in the school, so that at least they can, uh, understand how to reduce it, especially the parents as well, because how parents can actually manage that downtime on screen, because every parent is facing this issue at the moment, honestly, because of health reason, eye reasons, and all those things. So it's a very important topic. So thank you, Rajni. Let's start with a quick presentation. I won't take much time on that. So I think this is the kind of agenda we follow through so far. And yeah, so I'll just want to quickly through, we have this India's Emerging Talent reality show coming up, which is going on, I would say, but the finales will be coming up shortly. And just a quick intro about Fun Kids India. I know, Mr. Curry, you have seen us in the media partner, but we just not the media partner. We also work, do other amazing stuff, like, we make our own programs, and we have run a reality show. We run Principal Talk Show, and another one is coming up, Principal Talent Show, which will be announcing very soon, where you will be actually, if you want to participate in as a talent, and then showcase your talent about acting, singing, dancing, or whatever you like, painting, you can do that. And I think Rajni going to talk a bit more about that later on, because she loves that topic a lot. And yeah, we always make sure when we make the program, there should be learning with it. It's not just fun, or learning. So it's a mix of fun and learning. So 70% of fun and 30% of learning. So we aim for that balance, so that, it just become, kids can get educated very quickly. Basically, that's a balance we have found is good. And this is what we do. We already shown that what we have this reality show going on, which is Pan India, and then we have seen us into official media partner. So we do very important and, like, what we in Radisson, we have it in Delhi for the EEC, and we do that. And we have run Principal Talk Show and talent show as well. And we also make our own songs, so which probably will play it after that. And we make our own shows as well. We like kind of web series and all that. So for season 1, I don't know whether Mr. Curry, but they are the Indian TV actresses. They were in the season 1 grand finale. They were judges on there with me, and we had amazing sponsors like Radisson and Clear and other people who sponsored this event for us. And this free glimpse on that, probably Madam Siddiqui may be aware of, the Ada Khan, she probably should be aware, and the Delna Zirani you can see as well. Both are amazing judge and amazing spot with this season 1 finale. And then we come with season 2, and Salim Merchant is the grand finale judge with me. Yeah, it's, if you want to listen to his bite about his enthusiastic pitch, come and join us. Please listen to this video bite over there. And so far, we have 4 talent categories in the reality show. If I talk about IET, India's Emerging Talent, acting, singing, dancing, and any other talent, as we discussed, like debate, or somebody is very good at poet, and somebody good in a quiz, for example, or Rubik Cube. Any talent, they can participate. And we started it last year, November 21st, in DPH International Ghaziabad. And then we covered online, offline, multiple places. We also covered NRIs, as I mentioned earlier. We did Mata Rukmani in Sahabad, Haryana. We did in Bareilly as well. We offline. We did Badhayu offline. And we did in Jammu as well, in IDRS school. We did Dehradun Game Villa. And yes, on 31st of July, we did in Moonshine Studios in Andheri. So probably you may know aware of that, Madam Siddiqui. So it was amazing audition up there, physical. I'll show you a few clips in there. And then we're targeting Delhi, Chandigarh, and Lucknow, depending on the sponsors and the response we get. But it really depends on that. But yeah, anyone can participate. If you're in a Vega school, for example, they can participate in online as well. Like, you can call all the children in your school, and we can go live from our studio, and then judges will be judging them online. So we are doing this for multiple schools at the moment. We have a lot of demand, so slots are filling up. Please let us know if you have talented kids in your school and who want to participate in the international level. So we have a 3 age group. So we are very different than other reality shows. We give prizes as per the age so that it's fair. Like, there should not be like that, oh, I couldn't win because some senior person came in and he won. So there were 3 winners across the international level. And in these 3 age categories, toddler, kids, and teens, which is these 3 age category. We have like toddlers 2 to 4 years, kids 5 to 12, and teens 30 to 19. And also we have introduced new concept called City Top 3 for after Bareilly auditions. So for example, Mumbai, we have going to announce Mumbai Top 3. And we for Delhi, we're going to announce Delhi Top 3. And say for, I think, Gurgaon, we're going to announce Gurgaon Top 3 kind of, awards. So if your child participate and he got selected, it's a proud moment for a school, for a child, and parents, and everybody around the area. Because it's an international event, and it's good to be a part of, Top 3 is amazing accolade. And for more, visit our website, funkids.in, IIT Season 2. And this is our pure media coverage. We have been like press conference on the left in Bareilly. Then you see me, a lot of principal up there. And I think Mr. Curry, you were there as well for EEC event. And you see me in Aastak. And also a few coverage from media from Hindustan Times. And you can see a kid around, got media coverage as well about his singing from in Bareilly. Yes, this is our Mumbai auditions. So you can see, lots of kids comes in there and see the media attention. So we got a lot of media up there, and we have wonderful judges. It's Indian television actress, A Simple Call, plus Anjani, from Dance Diwani 3, Gayatri Ashokan, amazing singer and composer, and again Sahil Khan, again Dance Diwani 3. So amazing people, amazing talent who were the judges. And you see me on bottom right with the Simple Call, and we've been doing the press conference with the media, and you can see the media on the top left, also bottom left. So we got a lot of coverage for Mumbai, and we also got a lot of coverage across India, like Ghaziabad, Bareilly, Badhaiyun, even in Haryana we got coverage in the newspaper. This is our first audition in DPSG International. You can see where DPSG International provided their whole school free to us, which is amazing. Madam Meera Mathur, and we auditioned there, and a lot of kids across India, especially North India, come there. And this is another audition in one of the school in Maharashtra, Bhind. It's a Mount Litra Z school, and Madam Nana Chowdhury is a principal, and she provided 70 plus, not just 60, 70 plus kids from her one school, and they are part of India's emerging talent top 50 at the moment. So there are 4 kids from that plus others they've been. So what will be a benefit to the school if they participate? We'll get international, nationwide marketing and promotion from us, and great opportunity for your management, staff, and students to have a good time and proud moments. I.e., for example, like when it is Mumbai audition, talent came from Pune, which is around 4 hours away from Mumbai. People came from Kolhapur, other places, in that audition. So it's amazing. They come by bus and they had so much of fun. And then enhance the skills of students by helping them in competing in an international talent hunt reality show. And it's a great opportunity to be seen as a cultural activity sporting school in your city, because parents are, need a balance. Of course, they need technology, but they also they don't want a child to grill through books all the times. They want them to have a, balanced approach about their talent or sports activity or whatever they're good at, because you always need a plan B. And free of cost marketing from our side, on our social media channels, and full support will be provided by our team. And what we need in return, just keep a standing backdrop in your locations, and put hoarding in your city for promotion if you can. That'll be good to lead the auditions arrangement with your city or school, and full support will be provided by us. And then please promote IIT's show wherever is possible. So now this is the registration link, which is funkids.in IIT Season 2. Go there and register, and the team will be in touch with you shortly. And the audition fee is 50% discount, which is 999. Originally it's 1999, and the fee will be refunded back to IIT Season Top 100. So if your student comes into this list, they already announced 50 still left, and probably may give a few wildcard entries depending on the talent. But yeah, if they come into this category, top IIT Season Top 100, the money will be given back to those talented kids. And yeah, this is payment details. It's part of the child learning group of FunKidsIndia. These are payment details, and yeah, these are the website and questions. Anything you want to ask? Mr. Curry, any question you want to ask?
No, thanks. No.
No. Okay, so this is amazing. I think I know Vega School is in Gurgaon. I think multiple schools are participating from Gurgaon as well. And Delhi is just getting a lot of attentions as well. So yeah, it'll be opportunity for your school if you want to participate and then, compete internationally. As you have seen, the kids have been participating across India. And same for you, ma'am, as well. If you are interested, please encourage your children, because it's a time, where exams are not there, like board exams and all the main exams. They are a bit in December, January, February time. So this is a time to develop those extracurricular skills.
Right. So thank you so much for the presentation, sir. And thank you so much. I would like to tell you that soon we are going to come up with a principal's talent show where all the principals from all over India and abroad are going to participate in the show, and they are going to showcase their talent, whatever talent that they possess. I mean, whether it's storytelling, poetry, acting, dancing, singing, painting, whatever talent that you have. So it will be a platform for you, and the IET finalist kids and teens will be judging you. So the spotlight will be on you, and you will be judged by the kids, the children, the teens and the children who will be the top 100, I think, top 100 or top 50. So they'll be judging you. So it is going to be a really exciting show, and we are really, really looking forward for you guys to participate so that your students can see how fun and how amazing and how cool their principals are. So yeah, so we'll soon be coming up with a promo also. So thank you again for joining us today on this platform. And it was a lovely, lovely conversation. We learned a lot, we shared a lot. And to the audience, we'll be seeing you again next Thursday with another topic on FunKids India platform. You guys keep watching FunKids India, and also keep